Hello everyone, the Kentucky Patriot here. We're out on the range today getting ready to test the Federal Punch in 9mm 124 grain jacketed hollow points. Several of you mentioned this round, so ask and ye shall receive. And what we're going to do today is something similar to what Paul Harrell does. For those of you not seen any of my videos, maybe never seen what we do, we do the meat target similar to what Paul Harrell does, like I said, but what we've got is 2 layers of denim, ribs, and then we use a water jug instead of like orange or grapefruit for lung tissue. And then we'll have ribs on the back, and then 2 layers of denim. And then I'm going to set up several water jugs to hopefully catch this round and see how it performs. I have tested this round. I'll leave the results up to you. I have shot at some. We'll talk more about it later. But again, the Federal Punch personal defense 9mm 124 grain jacketed hollow point versus the meat target. Let's see how she performs. The gun we'll be testing these rounds with today is a Smith & Wesson Shield, in that, of course, 9mm. And I thought about maybe bringing a full-size gun, but I thought no, I would rather test these not so much for duty as for folks with EDC. So this is more your everyday carry round. This way will be with a shorter barrel, Smith & Wesson Shield, 9mm, Federal Punch versus the meat target, short barrel. Let's see how she performs. First round we did with 1 water jug and the meat target. I'm going to do it all over again with them lined up to hopefully catch the bullet. But I just want to see real quick. Here it is in the denim. As you can see, we've got 2 layers here, front and back. So had no problem with the denim. As we begin to check the meat target, we've got a, of course, 9mm entry hole. But on the back here, you can already start to see it open up some, because you can see a little tiny hole, and how good the camera will get this. Little tiny hole in, pretty good. And it definitely hit a rib right there, so it shattered the rib. Of course, the water jug, I think I do see a little bit of fragmentation in there. Let me show you what I mean. If I can get the little fella out of there. I do see what looks like some little bit of fragmentation in there. Now the white is meat, but the silver color looks like part of the bullet itself or the jacket. Now let's come on over here. We've got plenty of ribs today and plenty of water jugs, so we will set. And I see another piece right here. So we do see a little bit of fragmentation from these rounds we can see here, and pretty good wound channel right here. So you've got a fairly decent hole here and a pretty good exit wound right there. Here is the denim in the back. We had it taped on there, so done pretty well with the meat target. Let's load it up again, same thing, but this time where we still use a water jug in the center with 2 layers of denim, meat target. But I'm going to try to line up several water jugs behind it, so that way hopefully we can capture the bullet, see if we have any more fragmentation, and then see the final result, maybe how the bullet will stop in one of these water jugs and how it expanded, how it performed, how it penetrated. So let's set it up and try it again. We've got the exact same setup, the denim, the meat targets, the water jugs. We just added a few extra jugs to hopefully catch this bullet and retain how it performs and its expansion or whatever the case may be. So exact same setup. Let's try it, see how she does. Don't know if this even matters to you. Just thought it might be worth noting. Even though I've tested these off camera, I haven't had any failures with them or any problems. But I only had 1 round loaded to do this test, and the slide did not lock back. After the camera was shut off, I checked it. Of course, it just had 1 round. It indeed was empty, but the slide did not lock back. So just thought that might be worth noting. Looks like the rib here, we see on the front, entry. And I guess it just kind of came through here. Did not hit any ribs, so you just got a 9mm hole is all you've got. Denim, 9mm hole. This jug busted wide open. This is where we hit, so glad we got a good hit, good shot placement. Now the ribs on the back here looks like we did hit some bone. I see some bone fragmentation there. Pretty good. We got like an entry and then your exit, because I had it like this. And I do see pieces and fragmentation of bone. Now, I'm hoping that we caught this round. We got an entry and an exit here. I see it. And looks like we have what we're looking for here. I'm going to go over here so I don't get my range too wet. Looks like we've got some really good expansion. I don't see any fragmentation, maybe just a little bit. I would say this core here, the silver, it obviously wasn't the copper plating, it was the silver that we found fragmentation last time. But if you look at that, there's some really good uniform expansion. It's got a big P there for punch. Really good looking round. I'll set it on the table. Maybe she can zoom in ever how she wants to do it with shadows and stuff. We've got plenty of meat. We've got plenty of water jugs. I'm going to try this test again. That way we can see how maybe a performer's going to try to catch it in another water jug, and just see if the results repeat themselves. Like I said, when we test things, we don't have thousands of rounds to test, but I do like to test a few times on and off camera to see how it performs. But as you can see, this little round, I've got a bunch of these at the house I saved. Always cool to keep. But anyway, that's the first round we caught. We'll set it up again. Hopefully I can catch a second round. We're duplicating the same thing. Just want to see if we can try to recover this bullet. Now I know some people's going to say, you should move back farther or whatever the case may be. Distance, we never know in a self-defense situation, but I honestly think a close distance is going to be more realistic, more statistically a greater chance than a long shot. Not saying you shouldn't train for a long shot, or you shouldn't be able to, like Mr. Wilson did in the church situation where he saved the congregation from an active shooter. But when I test these rounds, I like to test what I think most encounters with everyday carry would be, which is up close. The 21-foot rule, when somebody's coming on you, coming up close, making ground, a quick out, small barrel. Let's see what happens here. See if we can duplicate the same results at a close distance. Of course, had no problem with the denim. Looks like we've got a nice wound here. Now these, I'm gonna bring these over here. This is just these haven't been shot before. These were fresh ribs. These are just like cuts it didn't go all the way through meat. But this obviously is where the round went in. It did hit a rib. Actually, no, it did not. It went between the ribs. I am sorry, I take that back. There's no bone fragmentation. Made a really nice hole for an entry wound. Absolutely no bone, no fragmentation. Misspoke there. Absolutely pulverized this jug. Almost looks like there's a hole here as well, so I'm not sure what happened here. But this is obviously the exit. Unless it just kind of busted it right. Here's what looks like happened. Here's the entry wound. I guess just the force busted this and this, because obviously there couldn't be no holes in a water jug. Obviously hadn't been shot before, so looks like it just blew out the back. Let me get rid of Mr. B here. He's intruding on my range, and trespassers are not welcome. But anyway, looks like the entry wound here, and looks like it just busted this from the force. Nice on the back here. This rib looked like it took a pretty good tumble here. Definitely some rib. There's a bone fragment right there. I don't know how she can see that. That definitely hit bone this time. Fragmentation everywhere. Little sharp bone shards and fragments everywhere. Really nice wound. In, out. Very good. Very good. Of course, no problem with the denim as usual. Looks like it made it all the way through this jug. Looks like we've got it captured here in the third jug, if I counted right. I believe this is jug number 3. And what I'm going to do is take him over here so I don't make too big of a mess, just like before. and let's see what we can come up with. And there she is. Now you can see maybe just a little bit of unevenness, maybe just a little bit of not perfectly uniform, but I'm just telling you, my personal, see, you can probably see that silver here. That's what no doubt we found in the first jug that we shot fragmentation. But there she is. And I'll turn it around. Now, for those of you maybe that haven't watched this channel, maybe this first video, I'm just a small independent channel. I'm not paid by federal, I'm not endorsed by anybody. I'm just an independent, small YouTube channel that enjoys this, okay? I learn where you learn. I love to test different rounds, and this round was new to me. I literally got this round to test, and we brought it out here to test, and we done a video just similar to this. We went on vacation, took my little girl down. She plays volleyball, had a tournament out of state, and you know how things happen. It got erased, so we're out here doing it again. So I have had a little bit of experience with this, but it's only been recently. It's not like I've had it for years, like some of the other rounds we've tested, like the Hornady, you know, the Critical Defense, or the Spear Gold Dot. You know, the ones that have been around for a long time. So the Federal Punch is new to me. So. Having said all that, I will give you my opinion. Like I mentioned, I haven't shot this thousands of rounds. I haven't done thousands of tests. But from what I see, I really like this round. And when I say I like a round, again, if you buy this, I don't get a kickback. There's no monetary gain. But I'm just telling you, if this was what was in my 9mm and I was carrying a 9mm for EDC self-defense, I would feel perfectly confident with this round. But you be the judge. We've tested centerfire. Like I said, the rounds I've mentioned, the Liberty Civil Defense, what it is now, it used to be the Special Forces round. We've tested all kinds of rounds in 40, 9, 45. And what you pick is up to you. What we try to do is bring this information to folks that maybe, I know a lot of you live in inner city, or a lot of you don't have access to a range where you can only go to a flat range and shoot paper, and it's hard to tell how bullets will perform. So we don't really care what round you pick. We just want you to have the information that you can pick a round that will help protect you and your family, one that performs like you want it to perform. Because a box can say anything. A box can have awesome artwork. A box can use big words that sound really cool, but the proof is in the pudding. So anyway, a long story short, I have tested these rounds. I do really like them. I would have no problem carrying these in my EDC at all, if in 9mm. And I like that it does expand good, but it stops in a certain amount of water jug, just my opinion. I understand you want it to get to the vitals, you want a certain amount of penetration, but I think over penetration is something that we fail to realize a lot of times. Just because a bullet passes through 6 jugs of water, if it doesn't expand, you're only going to have a hole in and a hole out. So some of the maybe new to EDC, maybe new to firearms, new to personal protection, what rounds to get. So a round that performs like this is really what you're looking for. Now, we're not talking hunting or big game. We're literally talking about EDC or home defense, something like that. So this is a round that will expand without over penetration, leave a good wound channel. So anyway, there you are, the Federal Punch 9mm 124 grain from Federal. So do me a favor, like I said, I haven't tested these rounds in depth. So if you have experience with these rounds, let me know. If you test them, if you shot them in meat targets, ballistics, gel, whatever the case may be. They're kind of a hot topic right now. Several of you mentioned this round. So let me know your experience with it. And as always, please keep the comments family friendly. And like I said, we're a small channel. I don't ask you for anything other than this one favor. I've got 2 friends I really think a lot of. And I really would like for you to do me a favor and check out their channel. I'll leave a link in the description below. But one is the New York Prepper. Great guy, a lot of cool gun stuff, a lot of big bore stuff, also a lot of prepping stuff. Check him out. Hopefully he's coming down here before long. We're gonna make some more range videos. Let me know what videos you'd like for us to see. We did a lot of big bore stuff last time. Let me see if he wants to do some hunting stuff or some smaller caliber. And then the other one's the gun dungeon. He actually lives probably as a crow flies about 3 or 4 miles from me. He's got kids that plays sports. He's just a dad and a YouTuber, and he does kind of the same stuff I do, except meat targets, he uses chicken. And I'm not trying to make this video too long, but I do want to give these guys a shout out. So if you would check out the gun dungeon, I'll leave a link in the description below for both of them. So New York Prepper and the Gun Dungeon, great guys, great channel. If you like this, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you would, jump over there, give them a like and a subscribe. Appreciate you. May God bless you and yours. The Kentucky Patriot, signing off.